You are watching TGZ TV. TGZ TV, Red Carpet Moments.
Oh, I'm so grateful, and I pinch myself, and it's such a nice event that, I'm just very fortunate to be part of this amazing evening. It's simple. I think that for such a long time, the dominant narrative, was driven by amazing, strong male protagonists, and I think that there was a true crave, and people were just ready to see some strong female characters and strong stories about women. Be true to yourself and just never stop. If this is something that you really want to do, just go for it. There's going to be many no's, but don't let it break your spirit. Just believe in yourself, and whatever needs to happen will happen. And I'm sure it's going to be good.
I've been a fan of Elle's forever. I think what they do for women is pretty amazing. The way they highlight us and encourage us and inspire us to be all that we can be. So to be here tonight amongst my peers and all these powerful, badass women just makes me feel really great. I think because this light encourages us, it inspires us, it lets us know that we're seen, that we have a right to be here, and that we can do what we set out to do, and that we're powerful. When I see my sisters and my colleagues go and succeed and shine, it just lets me know I can do the same thing. I would say be relentless in your pursuit and take no for an answer.
It's so I feel like it's doing what it should do because it's encouraging. It's empowering, and I think that's the design of it, to uplift women, for us to celebrate each other, and then to be in a company of so many great women. You can't help but to feel empowered, and so that's how I feel tonight. Well, I think anytime, you're speaking from a real place, it's such as a life, it's a testimony. That's how I look at the film and her story, as her testimony. And when you speak from that place, you can't help but to uplift and inspire others, because if they see someone like the Queen of Soul went through things, you can't help but to realize you can get through those same things as well, and you're not alone.
This year, our 27th year hosting this event, we are so excited to be here at the Academy Museum of Motion Pictures. So it's a special event. We did not do it last year, but we are back, and we are happy to celebrate, again, women that are not only incredibly successful behind the camera, but also use their platform to be so supportive and championing cases for the underprivileged. I think that when we were choosing the women to honor, we really wanted to focus not only of their power on screen. They are giving voice to the refugees. They are working against Asian violence. So all of them are bold, outspoken, groundbreaking, really very bold and outspoken women. And that's what we want more of. Yeah. And that's what we also want to empower. There is a slew of rising stars in the room, and I think part of what makes this event so special, it's also about the storytelling. It's also about the experiences these women have had. And it's also giving back. And they're role models, and they're champions for the next generation. They've really paved the way. We have actresses the legendary Rita Moreno is here. This is a room of women supporting other women. And it's a sisterhood, and it's learning how to champion for other women. The room where you hear the stories, and you know that these legends that are in that room, these women that are so powerful and so successful, they've paved the way, and they have your back. All those rising stars, all those women that have dreams, it's showing them it can be done.
It's important to me for many reasons. really seeing Lauren on her journey has been so fast, and she's been arising in the last few years. She was on Broadway in Children of a Lesser God, and I was a producer on that show, and it was Tony nominated, and she continued to break through and tear down walls, and now she is the first deaf superhero in a Marvel Cinematic Universe. And she's going to open many doors for many young deaf girls, because it's already extremely hard to get roles as a deaf person, but for a young deaf female and a young deaf female of color, it's much harder. And so she is paving the way for all of them. I've seen a lot of positive reaction on social media from the deaf community. So there's so many people from young to old, they've been waiting their entire lives to finally see a deaf superhero. And so for young children now, they can actually dream even bigger and above and beyond a Marvel role, but what they actually want to do. Absolutely, I'm game. I'm ready. I'm ready for the next superhero. Why not? I would love that. I would love to have a deaf ensemble cast with various superheroes. Why not?
Well, honestly, I'm astonished. But then I'm having an astonishing year. December 11th, I'm going to be 90. And I'm sort of halfway there. And West Side Story's opening. My documentary has had fabulous success. So I have no complaints. The difference is great. The representation is not. I think we are still seriously underrepresented, and I think we really need to get the Hispanic, Latinx, whatever you want to call us, community to cohere more than I think we have. I think one of our problems is that we come from different countries. It's not like the black community, who, by the way, have been brilliant in the way they have made things happen for them professionally. And I think we can take a few lessons from them. But I also feel it's very important that we understand that even though we're from different countries, we need to stretch our hands across and really embrace each other. I think they really need to just dig there. I don't know any other way. I mean, it's kind of what I've done much of my life. And you know what's interesting and kind of sad in a way? We still have to fight so much. We still have to, hey, look, I can do this and I can do that. We're still doing that. Because, not necessarily because people know and are ignoring us, but because people don't know. We are not really recognized yet in a way that I think would be helpful to us in terms of our profession.
It was very important. Demi Singleton and I, we both played Venus and Serena, and it was definitely a life-changing experience. I had so much fun. I was ecstatic to play Venus and just to, bring her to life and show people their story and just how strong they were, and at such a young age and how humble they were. It's very important to us, and we had an amazing time on set, and the story of just the movie and everything, we just had so much fun, and I can't wait for everyone to see it. Definitely, I think it's very important, and getting to play strong characters always boosts my confidence. I always feel so excited, and it's been great, and I hope anything that I do next is always so strong and empowering too.
I mean, it's wonderful. I moved out to LA over 10 years ago, and I've seen more and more female representation, and I've been so inspired by a lot of these women on the cover, and it's really just wonderful to be part of all of this. I think that as a society in general, and this is true for men as well, I think that we have a tendency to push our emotions down, or we're told to push our emotions down in order to function, and I think that that's the opposite of strength, because it's a lot more vulnerable to show how you're feeling about something, to discuss openly the things that are going on, being all the things that we've been discussing over the last few years, being able to be vulnerable with complicated issues. So I just think it's very important for progress. Yeah, I think that we're all very nuanced and complicated, and if there's to varying levels, and to do that show with someone like Mike White, who understands the humor in all the darkness and all the strangeness of what it is to be human. We don't make clear-cut decisions, and sometimes there aren't happy endings, at least not immediately. And that's what I find interesting about the roles that I want to take, and about acting in general, is who we are and why we do the things we do. So I'm very lucky to have been part of it.
Well, it's so important for us to honor one another, women, and I love her, and I think this is a very well-deserved honor for her, and I'm happy to give somebody an award for a change. Instead of getting it, I'm happy to do that. There's always a way to go, but my God, we've come a long way. I was always the only woman and the only black person in the room forever and ever, but I didn't find that daunting. I found it to be more of a responsibility, and to bring a lot of people with me. So I've done that over the years. I brought a lot of people with me. I just think they have to master a craft. You know, how do you come in? Are you an actress? Are you a writer? Are you a director? Are you a cinematographer? There's a wide open field, and everything is open to you. So, but you must master something, and that will lead to so many other things.
Well, I think this is my first time I'm actually included in this issue, which is, I don't know, it means a lot to me because I grew up, this is fun. I grew up watching America's Next Top Model, so I always have known who Nina Garcia is, obviously. And I remember I went to the event 2 years ago, and I was just so amazed by all the women that were in the issue and on the covers and the women they were honoring. So it's kind of surreal to come out of COVID and actually be a part of the issue and get to be in the same magazine as Angelina Jolie. It's kind of insane to me. So I don't know, I just feel very humbled, and I feel very honored to be here tonight. Just strong female characters, when a character can stand on their own without the narrative of whatever the male character is. You could take the male character out of it, and it wouldn't necessarily take her out of it too, because so often roles are centered around the male lead. So for me, it's really important to select a role that's more female centric. And I've worked with quite a few female directors too. I'm still very, very new to this, but I'm really proud of the fact that I've worked with, I think, more female directors than male. Not even necessarily on purpose. It's just I'm lucky to be in this crop of a female Hollywood. It's really, really special. And it's inspiring because I want to direct as well, so being able to see other women doing it, it's oh, I can totally do it. If they can do it, then so can I,
It was such an honor when Nina asked me to host tonight. It's one of my first events out. I haven't been out, so to be surrounded by this sisterhood of empowerment and just recognition of people who are doing amazing things, it was yes, that's what I'll leave my house for. Well, tonight is about shining a light on these women's talents. It's not about most beautiful lists and best gown lists and things like that, which is what we're usually relegated to. This is about accomplishments and talent and ambition and drive and sisterhood and community and storytelling, and that's what makes tonight really different and special. I don't know if it's a shift. We're facing in the right direction, and I think we're starting to take steps there. But we're far from being, from having equality. Far from it. And I think we have to keep our foot on the gas. It's just known you will have to work twice as hard. You just will. You cannot have a sense of entitlement that, I have a place in this industry. We don't. We have to work twice as hard. We have to work twice as fast. We have to be twice as good. And that's reality until we can change the systemic problems within this industry. And so it's events like this that we get to show people oh, she's doing that and she's doing that and okay. And have that community of support is really great, because you can't do it alone. You really need to link arms and go, let's go and do this together.
TGZ TV, Red Carpet Moments. You are watching TGZ TV.